I'm going live. Yeah, I'm gonna be in. Yeah. Going live. Can I clean the meat? What? Hey everyone, welcome to the Nathan Hot Dog Eat Contest live stream for 2025. By the way, let's go. Let's go. By the way, you clean the meat later. How long is it gonna take? How long is it gonna take? Until 1 p.m. No, I gotta clean. You gotta clean the petrol. You know how it's supposed to be done? Oh yeah, thought about that. I'll move.
Gets mad about when you bring it up. But look, Philadelphia fans are next level. Frankly, if you're talking about success on the field, the Eagles have far outstripped any recent success here in New York City, where none of the teams here have won any time recently. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia, despite the fact that we are in the greatest city in the world.
You know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the four of you brought your East Coast bias.
Yeah.
Well, I'm disappointed in you. It's Chicago. It is absolutely Chicago.
Place of winners.
Not really.
Winners.
But 2016, when the Cubs won the World Series, the city was electric. I have never seen anything like it.
It's great to be a Chicago fan.
Sports fan. Yeah, of
Not
course.
when Michael won.
Can you imagine what it would be like? Let's say the Bears are actually good this year. Let's say they're not.
What a concept that would be.
That's going to be like to that city, the place, the sports fandom, and the pulse that has on the city, unlike any other.
I'm just going to go back to Chicago in the summer, which is the greatest place to be, Chicago in the summer.
Should they be disqualified that they've never had a 4,000-yard quarterback at least once? Yes.
It's still the fans are that rabid, show up every game, and always I'm gonna come up the show and rep my set. I also am a part of the team played. Three of you, Mike T and I are the only ones who are. The rest of you up here. That's gonna do it for us. Happy 4th of July. We will see you next week right here on First Take.
Joey Chestnut, a man synonymous with the 4th of July. The greatest eater ever, 16 mustard belts. Returning to the fray after missing last year's event in a contract dispute. Now, Chestnut is back. In the universe of eating, there is Titan, a Leviathan, a giant who transcends the boundaries of the bounds.
You're once and future champion of the world!
A folk hero, yes, but not a figure of mythology. Actual flesh and blood, teeth, and jaws. A year ago, there was no Joey Chestnut here on the island. And in his absence, his family were well. But now, he came to return. Once more, into the ball. That's the arena where his magnificent and will always be found.
Back to apologize to everyone.
It's a Johnny doesn't for Chestnut. Still, there is eating to be done, and there are questions to be answered. Can Joey Chestnut reclaim the throne? Nobody has done it better. A new world record. Or is there another knight of the long table capable of thwarting his ambitions? Can someone wreck this home?
Oh shit.
Joey Chestnut!
Joey Chestnut.
ESPN and Major League Eating welcome you to the 2025 Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest. We're at the corner of Surf and Stillwell, Coney Island, the home of Nathan's. The crowd, it is building. They are eager. They've been screaming. They've been pleading for Joey. This is what they wanted, and they're getting it. The dogs are grilling. The buns are being split apart, brought up to room temperature. There will be calories. The mustard belt is simply the stakes. And the defending champion, Pat Deep Dish Bertoletti. 58 hot dogs and buns last year in the absence of Joey Chestnut. He's going for the repeat. Great women's champion, Nikki Sudo, the greatest female eater ever. Earlier today, she competed for her 11th pink belt in 11 tries. You'll see the women's event in its entirety. The weather is ideal. You might say unseasonably mild for New York. Not too humid, not too hot. Perfect conditions for eating. And I'm Jeremy Schaap, alongside Rich Shea, the president and CEO of Major League Eating. Rich, it was just a couple of weeks ago. The big news broke. Joey was back. What did it take to make it happen?
You know, Jeremy, I like to think it was God ordained, really. And you think of a hero welcome. This crowd in Brooklyn's going to benefit from this, this return. You think about Lindbergh's return to St. Louis. I think it's going to be bigger. I think it's going to be like Sammy Hagar returning to Van Halen back in 2004. When Joey takes this stage, this crowd is going to pop off.
Now, Joey hasn't been here in a couple of years, but he's been eating.
Yeah, he ate out at Siegel's Bagel Mania with a win to start the thing. And then just a month or so ago, he was down at Dead End Barbecue with Elm Hill Meats in Knoxville.
And the men who want the crown, they've been eating too. Pat Bertoletti, the defending champion.
Yeah, he won 9+ pounds of fudge out in the Celestial Fudge Lands of Anderson, Indiana.
You're not going to say the name, are you? James Webb, another one of the underdog favorites, if you will, from down under.
Great new Major League Eating event, Smoke Slam by Mempo Presents down in Memphis. He won that. And I was with him in D.C. just a couple weeks ago with Salvation Army. 62 donuts in 8 minutes.
And then there is the perennial runner-up, the Red Sox fan, the physics degree, Jeff Esper.
Yeah, Esper, unlike the Red Sox front office, he's here to win today.
Okay, standing by with the man of the hour, the man of the century, the man of all time in eating. Here's our Tiffany Green.
The coach, Joey Jaws, and you're back to where it all started. For you, what are the emotions and energy running through you right now before you hit the stage after a year away?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm happy. It's I never gave up. I want to be here last year, but it's that's in the past now, and I'm living right now, and I'm hungry. I'm gonna push it.
Talk about hungry. You got a hungry field of competitors. For you, how do you handle the pressure of everyone trying to beat you, the one to gun down?
It's they're competitors, but we know we're gonna push each other. Hopefully, if we all get personal bests, I should win.
Should we see 80 today?
80? Oh, baby. It never hit 80. I'm not be above 50 in 5 minutes. If I get close to 48, 50, and 48, and then under 5, we're looking at a record. But things are going to have to be a perfect rhythm.
Right, good luck.
Tiffany, thanks. 80 would send this crowd into spasms of ecstasy. It's time now for George Shea, Rich's big brother, to welcome us to this iconic event.
They say that competitive eating is the battleground upon which God and Lucifer wage war for men's souls, my friends, and they are right. For this is a battle of the ages, a battle of the titans, the early gods who come to earth only once, in only one location, and that is here in Coney Island, Brooklyn, for only one purpose, and that is the nation's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. We arrive at our destination by the sum of all our paths, the unswerving punctuality of chance. So it is, and so it always shall be. Let the contest begin!
That's what she said.
Hey, yo, lady. I may be all beef, but I don't want no beef.
Of course not.
Yeah, well, your beans are touching my butt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It's all right. Forget about it.
I'm sorry. Is that a New York accent?
Actually, it's Kansas.
Oh.
No, of course it's New York.
Oh.
You ever been?
Yeah, I went to Times Square.
Yeah, I used to sell fake handbags in Times Square.
Okay. Okay, I'm talking to a hot dog.
Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite in New York.
Maitland Clark for the logo.
Life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist. Mitch.
Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
State Farm with the assist.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 ordered wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
Call the right place, sir.
This order is my Everest. See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
This is Richard Galanti, former Costco CFO, a man who stared inflation in the face and said, "Not on my hot dog."
Held the line for 40 years. A hot dog and a soda for $1.50.
We brought him on as Mint's new chief anti-inflation officer. His job, make sure that we stay $15 a month.
Mint's hot dogs will be $15 a month forever.
Look, no, hold on. We don't sell hot dogs.
Yet.
Or ever.
Yet.
Something's missing.
Let's go.
Hey, do you have a charger?
Baked beans. Of course.
The iconic flavor of Bush's baked beans makes it a meal.
I freaking love baked beans.
For 70 years, every single day, Disneyland has honored veterans with an American tradition.
Disney is dedicated to the ideals and the dreams that have created America.
I'm delighted to be here for this happy occasion.
This is where heroes work. This is where veterans are celebrated. This is Disney. ESPN's coverage of the 2025 Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest is brought to you by Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite of New York.
Eric Badlands Booker, just a chugging legend, one of the greats of all time,
Without a doubt.
and beloved in competitive eating and in competitive drinking. We have a special Sunday night baseball doubleheader Sunday night. Cardinals, Cubs at 6 p.m., then Rangers, Braves at 9 p.m. on ESPN, Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. And it was about an hour ago that the women competed. We'll be showing you that entire competition just about a moment. These were the top 3 women eaters coming into the competition, Reg.
Yeah, sure. Nikki Sudo owns the corner of Surf and Stillwell. Michelle Lesko owned it in 2021. The newcomer Domenica D is going to be interesting to see that performance.
Of course, Nikki Sudo, one of the greatest eaters of all time, undefeated here on Coney Island. And here is George Shea again.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Then count it down with me. From 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Nikki Sudo in the center of the table. To her left, the Domenica D, a newcomer,
Nikki has eclipsed 400 in her career. Sonia Thomas is the only one who done that. The very first hot dog, which took literally seconds, she just bettered Sonia Thomas's history.
You know, we were talking to some of the other competitors, obviously in preparation for this event, Rich, and their admiration. They marvel at Nikki Sudo, what she's capable of on this stage in particular. Is it an innate gift? Is it anatomical? Is it a competitive drive? What sets her apart?
I don't know if it's anatomical, but there is an inherent ability. Like this, you see some eaters that have an inherent skill. They come out of the gate like Mickey has, you know, and she just was comfortable early on, and then she quickly rose to dominance and prominence and has stayed there. You know, another one that we're watching today is Domenica D. You know, so for her first qualifier, she ate 23 plus hot dogs. Doesn't sound a lot when you think of Mickey's 50, but it is a lot for a rookie performer.
Extremely impressive.
Yeah, she's a rookie out of Seattle. She's a seafood lover. I call her the Nadia Comaneci of ceviche.
And that is auspicious
23 plus, 23 plus in her hot dog eating debut. You know, that's something that at some point Mickey Sudo has to think about. She's coming for.
Yeah, and you see Michelle Lesko, the only person to win this besides Mickey in the last 12 years or so. Coastal Arizona University, go Ducks. And she actually had some serious dental work done. I think Tiffany was telling us. I'd like to learn more about that at some point.
And speaking of Tiffany, she's down in the splash zone.
Yeah, guys, if you can believe this is the first competition for Michelle Lesko since last year's Nathan contest because of that dental work. It's sidelined her training. That's Grinder. She was 4 years old, so she's had to do all new implants, top and bottom, along with some other extensive dental work. So she said she hasn't been practicing very much. In fact, just started in June. So she said if she can hit 25, she feel good about herself because she said her jaw starts to get a lot more higher because they has Botox shot into her jaw so that she can not grind as much to weaken the muscle. So you can see she's struggling a little bit here trying to get it down.
And it's interesting too. Tiffany talked about Michelle Lesko's issues in her mouth, but of course Mickey Sudo is in training to be a dental hygienist, but had to put much of that training on hold this year because of her responsibilities as the reigning champion, because of her responsibilities as a parent.
There's no hygiene more important to a competitive eater than dental hygiene. I should take a moment to recognize that Nathan's prepares a ton of hot dogs. A lot of work going on in the kitchen behind us. Nathan's prepares 1,400 hot dogs for these two contests today. That's catering that rivals the Bezos wedding. Although I'm told that Bezos actually served pigs in a blanket over in Venice. I'm not sure if it was an austerity measure or the guests just don't eat a lot.
Yeah, let's take a look now. We are really right at that point at which in these competitions, Rich, the experts will tell you they basically reach the halfway point in terms of how many dogs you can expect. So it's kind of a slow pace.
It's a little bit of a slow. I mean, there's an awful long way to go here. I mean, 6:22 is a lot, but she needs to be pushed. Perhaps there's already 4 hot dog margin is quite significant at this early moment.
And last year she was pushed by Evie Hara. Banana Ball is back on ESPN and ESPN Plus tomorrow night at Fenway Park, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. They'll be taking on the Firefighters. Coverage begins at 6 with Banana Ball live. And there is a banana eating competition as well. And at least there was at one time.
There was. I'm not conversant in the results, actually. I should sharpen up my knowledge.
Well, it's been a while. I think this is a banana competition. All right, so
Mickey is slowing down. Typically, you see, okay, there's a little right to left. You'll see Mickey when she's in the zone. She'll box out like a baby boomer, cutting the line and cross. You know what I mean? And say what you will about the boomers, but they've consumed more than any generation before them, German, and they're leaving nothing for the generations to come.
We're not just talking about hot.
No, it's the self-interest that I rate. Domenica D, I told you, she's in 3rd place. That's pretty darn impressive. If she were to beat Lesko today, that would be a tectonic shift in our lineup.
Now remember, Mickey Sudo last year averaged more than 5 dogs per minute. Tiffany Green has more on the champ.
Well, guys, you may witness that Mickey Sudo went to her shoulder first. I'm standing right by her husband, who's another great competitive eater, and Nick Peary. And what did you witness with her start? Was she nervous?
She was either nervous or overheated. She went to her shoulder within the first minute. I mean, she's already uncomfortable and having trouble getting the dog down. You can see she's feeling comfortable. She's developing a little bit more of a rhythm, but right now, if I had to guess, she'll be right around 33 to 35 when the contest finishes.
You came out here just at the start of this, and what did you tell her?
I just told her I was here and keep going.
20 hot dogs for Mickey, right? That's 6,000 calories in just 5.5 minutes. That's pretty impressive. It's a very efficient way to eat. So many of us just eat 2,000, 3,000. In fact, I asked my doctor if I wanted to lose weight. He said, keep it under 3,000 calories. I was like, dude, have you seen my LinkedIn?
So, and to be clear, those 300, that's per dog in bun. And a lot of people overlook the bun.
Yeah.
But the bun is a major component of everything we're talking about. When we're talking about these competitions and these records, some would say the bun is more difficult to consume than the dog.
The eaters always say that the Nathan's hot dog bun combo is the hardest contest. I mean, I think part of it is they're in this historic place, and there's a gravitas to that. They're going up against legends like Mickey and Joey, but it really bears out that these hot dogs are tough. The bun is a whole other component, and you must eat both hot dog and bun. So if you were to eat a a fraction of an eighth of a bun. You have to eat the corresponding fraction of dog, or MLE will ding you for that.
So we're 2/3 of the way in terms of chronology through the competition. The 10 minutes counting down. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And at this pace, we're talking about significantly lower than the record Miki Sudo set last year when she became the first woman to surpass the 50 HBD barrier. What do you think's going on? Nick mentioned the discomfort. Her husband, that was immediately apparent to him.
Yeah, it's a DPM issue. You come out that slow, it's hard to recover. That's like going double bogey, triple bogey, right? It gets in your head. It's the rare competitor that can get over that mentally.
And this is not the first time we have a multi-generational family.
That's right.
Tiffany has more on the Prettyman's.
The second ever mother-daughter duo in Katie and Isabeau Prettyman. Isabeau watched her mom compete when she was in the 5th grade, but she finally got the okay to eat hot dogs once she turned 18. I just witnessed them jumping up and down, really enjoying this experience together. They said this is a great bonding experience. Katie said her daughter has really pushed her to be her best and reach for that personal best. And her daughter, Isabeau, just trying to live in the uncomfortableness.
I thought it was really interesting, Rich, yesterday when we were talking to some of the competitors about the conditions of the buns. If they're too crusty, how that can be difficult. If it's too humid, that can be difficult because they become gummy. You've been doing this for so long. When you think about the science of this, what really stands out?
Well, what stands out to me is the weather is not impacting the day that we thought it would. We thought this weather would impact today positive,
right?
Meaning I thought the numbers would be up. Now, that may happen in the men's round, one only knows. But I think this is more either preparation, mental preparedness, or maybe for Miki, a lack of a true challenger. Mayoya Ebihara is not here this year. She's probably benefited from that push in prior years.
38 dogs last year for Ebihara.
Yeah, really, really good. But let's not diminish what Miki's doing here. She's got 27 dogs, 8-dog lead right now, 1:22. I mean, she is sailing toward another victory right here in the great city of New York, the home of capitalism, where one's successes are measured by one's success at Coney Island. And what a success she is. She will be looking at if she can hold on at 11th title.
And when you think about the great champions, again, in North American sports, you think about those 11 professional championships. And it's Bill Russell and it's Henri Richard, the pocket rocket. Of course, there's Joey Chestnut too, but he's not 11, he's 16. Specifically 11, that's Russell and Richard. And it seems to be that it will be Sudo soon as well.
Yeah, she's really good. They call her at the delis here in Brooklyn, the Anna Kournikova with a shield. That's her nickname.
I don't believe Kournikova won any professional tournament stuff. We're 30 seconds away.
There's the 30 mark.
This is over, Rich.
It is over. And I'll tell you, Domenica D, what a day for her. Tied right there with Lesko.
We are witnessing true greatness, true virtuosity. Nowhere close to a record, far short of it. Only 60% of it. But still, we're talking about, unofficially at this point, the 2025 champion.
And a 30-second down for good measure. A win is a win.
So Miki Sudo, she did it again. 11-4-11. Completely official final results. Tiffany Green is live now with the champ in this class.
You are the standard in terms of winning the 11th pink belt for you. What do you want people to remember about this fight?
Contest conditions were not great. I might have stumbled out of the gate, but when things are tough, you don't give up. You get back up and you keep going.
How have you raised the level of competitive eating, especially for women?
Remington Bowman.
I think the competitive women's field has just gotten more and more competitive. Today, I didn't have my best day, but I'm 30% not going to be enough to win next year. So I'll have to win again.
Thanks so much. Congratulations.
They have come to Brooklyn for the return of the Michelangelo of mastication. Coming up, we sit down, the man, Joey Chestnut.
That's a shame. Finishing the mustard and putting it back like that. I saw the guy who did it.
What guy?
Do I look like a snitch to you, pal? It was Greg. Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite of New York.
Summer fun is around every turn at the all-new Dave & Buster's, with never-before-seen games like Hot Wheels Victory Lap. Brand new menu items, including turbocharged ticket sliders, and a nationwide race with players across the country. Zoom up the new leaderboard and race toward exclusive prizes before they race off without you. So rev those engines and win on all cylinders at the all-new Dave & Buster's.
Ah, that's a shame. You know, I saw who used the last of it, and I know a guy who could take care of him.
What guy?
Let's just say he's the type of guy who vac seals you and sticks you in the freezer. Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite in New York.
You have to have your dream, your goal, you have to do what you work for. We are not going to stop chasing a dream. You look up not giving up in the dictionary. A picture of my wife would be there.
You're one of the strongest, okay? Just remember that. My dad would be so thankful for all of the lives that have been saved.
Rocket Money says you have 18 subscriptions. Do you deny these charges?
I plead the fifth.
Cancel the ones you don't want? Now, please.
That was easy.
I know. Download Rocket Money today.
With Chime, I can get paid when I want. I couldn't believe it. I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. And that's why I Chime. Join me at chime.com and get paid when you say.
Great work starts with a great workspace. That was the idea behind the original Veridesk, and it's the inspiration behind everything we do. From our latest standing desks and ergonomic seating to free shipping and fast assembly. We create a workspace that works for you, so you can feel your best and do your best. Get our best deals now at Veri.com. I feel like a champion. How does it feel to be back?
Back, baby. It feels good.
What does this event mean to you?
It's part of 4th of July for me. It's competition. It's the pinnacle of competitive eating. It's something that's been a part of my life for a long time. And over last year, I found out it's part of a lot of other people's lives too. So lots of people told me I was part of their 4th of July and they missed me. I guarantee them I'd try harder, and I didn't want to let people down.
What did it take to get back here?
Took a little bit of talking. Last year, not competing happened because there were a little bit of egos. Nobody's all right, nobody's all wrong. But I think it's probably communicating was the problem, and we can. I'm happy we're communicating.
When did it become clear to you that this was going to be possible this year, this return?
I never completely gave up on it. I never thought it was impossible. I always had some hope, and maybe it's just my childish nature. Like, I don't give up.
So right now, there's no specific number in your head. There's no, I need to get to 77 to break the record.
The record's always a goal, but I want to find that rhythm. I want to find the rhythm where I'm taking the right size bite, feeding my mouth, dunking the buns, breathing, swallowing, getting that perfect rhythm where everything's working together at the right speed. And if I do that, it should blow away the competition.
Do you remember when Michael Jordan came back to basketball after a 2-year absence? You were a kid?
Oh.
Does it feel like that?
It doesn't feel like that.
Why not? Come on.
That's Michael Jordan. I'm just a goofy dude that eats.
And the Michael Jordan of eating, he's back seeking that 17th mustard belt. Up next, George Shea's apocalyptic, you might say even dystopian eater introductions. You don't want to miss it.
Hey, America, it's our 249th birthday, so let's party. But shouldn't we wait another year for the big 250?
Yeah, Like George and the boys should have waited another year for the disco on the Delaware? Come on. Wait. What country do you think invented instant pudding? The spray tan. Tearaway pants. We the people don't wait to keep it juicy. Never have. Heck, we partied in Boston with just tea. Now, no union is perfect, but we keep striving to make it more perfect, don't we? Name one American hero who was a procrastinator. That B in Susan B. Anthony stood for beer brats. You know it did. So are we a year early? We're not early enough. Point is, juicy don't wait for round numbers. So happy big 249, America, from Johnson. Let's keep it juicy.
Talk to the damn boogie damn plan. Cash in on all the baseball action this season with Prize Picks. Pick more or less on a few player stats or shots to win up to $2,000 in cash. New members download the app with Call TV to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 line.
You're a joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally with the water in your body. Miralax, free your gut to free your mood. For more fiber per serving than any other gummy, try Mira Fiber.
On behalf of the United Kingdom and the United States of America.
There is no backup.
This Meredith's mother. Heads of state to be your team. Forgive me. Only on Prime. Welcome to the show. The fun with unimaginable power and endless entertainment. Let's play 2 on Sunday Night Baseball. Cardinals, Cubs at 6. Then Rangers, Padres at 9 on ESPN.
Keys. Wimbledon, now aired July 13th on ESPN.
The big story is Joey. Joey's back. All eyes are on Joey. I like that position because I'm just getting. I wouldn't be surprised if he broke his record. So if he beat up in that territory, we're going to be fighting for second. Who knows? Maybe he goes out with a record performance. Maybe he puts up a stinker. I mean this with full respect because Joey's the GOAT. But if he doesn't have a good day, it's not going to be a landslide like he's used to. I don't know if it's this year or if it's a year coming up. 5 or 9 catches.
Independence Day wouldn't be Independence Day without George Shea. The fire and the brimstone, eater introductions, which are such an important part of this tradition, so rich. George Shea, take it away.
It's go time. It's go time, Dom. It's go, no, go, lock and load, love him and leave him smoking. Baby, got him stealing and seeing on the other side. Time. Are you with me, Brooklyn? He was born in Ranch Crescent, Arkansas, on April 21st, the feast of St. Joseph Chestnut. He was destined for competitive eating. Please welcome a newcomer to our sport in his rookie year, Jerome Byrne. To compete on the 4th of July alongside the greatest eaters in the world, that, aside from his dream to perform in Chippendales Live, Circus in Las Vegas, would be the greatest honor of his life. And today, that honor occurs, ladies and gentlemen. 21 years of age, 64 inches tall, from Valparaiso, Indiana, Cameron Meade. He's the #1 eater in the great nation of Canada, the crown of North America. Ranked number 10 in the world by Major League Eating with 34.5 hot dogs and buns. It is my honor, from Orilla, Ontario, Darian Thomas.
Big fan of the man Huey Jr. does not eat kiwis though.
The very first words he uttered as a baby were huevos rancheros, and he is from the Czech Republic, where he is ranked number one, by the way, 350 eating contests, 17 countries, 10 years, 34 donuts, 23 cases, pork roll sandwiches, 29 hot dogs and buns from Ostrava, ranked number 38 in the world, Rabi Zaborczyk.
Also from Ostrava, Rich, the great Czech tennis player Von Lender, who had some of his greatest triumphs right up the street.
He drinks a tonic comprised of a quail egg, cayenne pepper, the tears of an orphan, and the juice of one lemon. To see the remarkable results of this regimen, simply look at his LinkedIn profile. 20 hard-boiled eggs in 84 seconds, 42 dozen Acme oysters, 39 hot dogs and buns, a crawfish eating specialist, ranked number 12 in the world from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Adrian Morgan.
Acme oyster eating champ, Rouse's crawfish eating champ, the pride of Louisiana.
He is the 8th archangel, Gideon the Exalted, and he stands 6 feet 9 inches tall, 7 feet from tip of wing to tip of wing. The undisputed tail-eating champion of the world, 10 pounds of baked beans in 1 minute and 45 seconds. From Zaria, Nigeria, by way of Moro, Georgia, with 38 hot dogs and buns, ranked 7 in the world, Gideon Mounty.
He's been doing this a long time, Rich. He loves this event.
He secretly created a ChatGPT bot to take his place in text conversations with his girlfriend, freeing him to focus more time on competitive eating. And while she has never been happier, she doesn't understand why he ends each text exchange by saying, "I would be pleased to compile more information on this topic if you like." From Brasilia, in Brazil, ranked 29, 43 hot dogs and buns, Ricardo Corbucci.
The number one eater in South America.
Of course, Brasilia, a planned city.
In the journey of life, you might characterize his status as middle seat, main cabin, boarding zone 7, he who may not bring his bag on board. But in the world of competitive eating, he is triple diamond, titanium select, elite plus premier platinum, executive ambassador 316 medallion. Because he ate 476 Cheetos while watching Zoolander on Netflix. Thank you for your loyalty, sir. Ranked number 8 in the world from Las Vegas, Nevada, Derek Hendrickson.
We're here in Brooklyn. John Travolta would not take that dance.
We must describe the dark by what is darker still. The ink of night distilled into the oil of evil. Each drop an atrocity. Darkness entombed in darkness. Detectable only by scent of the carcass, of the ulcer, of the rancid flesh of damnation. He is that darkness. Child of the abomination. Messenger of the beast. Who chews with the yellow teeth of the deceiver to establish dominion until the serpent sits on the throne of St. Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as George Chigger. I know him as the Red Horse of Death.
I saw him in the lobby of the hotel.
So
there was kind of an evil aura.
Put him in prison in hell. Hell prison. Between weekly meal prep, sunrise yoga, and mindfulness training, he barely has time to write in his gratitude journal. But when he does, he is thankful that he was born with an abnormally large esophagus that runs from his pie hole to his gut like a sewer pipe. Ranked number 16 in the world, 19 world records, 37 hot dogs and buns. He is the top-ranked eater in England. From Brixton in London, let me hear it for Max
Tampa! I was with him in Portsmouth, the UK, just south of Portsmouth, England, a year ago. He's loved there.
Can you be south of Portsmouth? I thought it was on the channel. The banana loves the monkey, and the meatball loves the fork. And so too with humans, who are eager to cede control to those of greater will. But there are still those who act, who want, who take, who keep. Behold the man who comes before you now. Ranked number 3 in the world, 19 world records, 13 cans of Spam, 83 slices of pizza, 24 pounds of strawberry shortcake, 53 hot dogs and buns, a physics PhD from Oxford, Massachusetts, Jeffrey Espa!
Off in a prize day. Oldest guy on the stage today competing.
He traces his lineage back in time to the warrior kings who tamed the wilderness to facilitate the rise of civilization. And he carries on their struggle to this day. But while they prevailed over the forces of anarchy, brutality, and chaos, his victories include 50 hard-boiled eggs in 3 minutes and 4 seconds, 2 gallons of baby food, 48 hot dogs and buns. Ranked number 6 in the world from Tampa, Florida, Nick Warren.
Every day is Delt Day with your Nick Warren.
Also half of the most famous power couple is the number 4 ranked eater in the world. He's what? And the number 1 ranked eater in the Southern Hemisphere, which is half the planet, by the way. 7 world records, 70 donuts, 13.5 pounds of fudge, 276 buffalo wings, 52 hot dogs and buns from the lovely city of Sydney, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, James Webb.
This is special for Webb too. He wants to become an American citizen. Independence Day means a lot to him.
He shocked the world in 2007 by eating 21 pounds of grits in 10 minutes. And again in 2011 when he ate 275 jalapeno peppers in 8 minutes. And he learned that there is a time we must stand alone, when we must stand above. And so he does now, my friends, at the highest point of the land. For he is the 2024 undisputed Nathan's Famous 4th of July champion of the world with 58 hot dogs and buns from Chicago, Illinois, the great Patrick Bertolotti!
South side of Chicago, Pope Leo represent. Pope Leo, of course, a Villanova grad too.
The consummate pro eater.
We are humbled by age in preparation for the great insult of death. But there are those who stand immortal, not through the grace of heaven, but through their own triumphs. I speak of this man. Formed from the shards of shattered angels, wielding the white sword of righteousness, standing as quiet as truth. Ladies and gentlemen, while we must all face the dark mountain of night, forsaken and forlorn, alone in the ruins of our own minds, he will never fail or falter, for he defies the ministers of our faith and the limitations of our birth. And he will not stop until he stands side by side with the gods, his glory strung like beads of light, to adorn the arc of history itself. Joey Chestnut!
feels bad. If the return of Joey Chestnut doesn't fire you up, I don't know what possibly could. It's almost time to eat.
Hey, yo, lady. I may be all beef, but I don't want no beef.
Of course not.
Yeah, well, your beans are touching my bun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It's all right. Forget about it.
I'm sorry. Is that a New York accent?
Actually, it's Kansas.
Oh.
No, of course it's New York.
Oh.
You ever been?
Yeah, I went to Times Square.
Yeah, I used to sell fake handbags in Times Square.
Okay, I'm talking to a hot dog.
Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite in New York.
You have been formally arrested.
Does this mean I go to jail? I'm afraid.
Are we official? Oh, we definitely official. Did y'all sleep together after y'all had Kyrie? Of course.
Don't take care of your son. She using you.
In DC, everybody that's in the streets is getting caught.
What's in the dark will always come to the light, and I don't lie.
Have you not been privy to what's happening? I have no friends here.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. New season. Watch on MTV.
This 4th of July, celebrate independence. Empower independence with the Patriot Power Generator 2500X from 4 Patriots. Solar powered, safe to use indoors, and it keeps your essentials running during blackouts. No gas, no fumes, no noise, ever. And right now we're throwing in 2 solar panels for free. This is your chance to stop depending on the crumbling power grid and start relying on yourself with reliable, renewable, and ready when you need it power. Now that's real freedom. So don't wait. Go to 4patriots.com today. Check it out.
Great work starts with a great workspace. That was the idea behind the original Veridesk, and it's the inspiration behind everything we do. From our latest standing desks and ergonomic seating to free shipping and fast assembly. We create a workspace that works for you, so you can feel your best and do your best. Get our best deals now at Veri.com. Welcome back to Coney Island, Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. I'm Jeremy Schaff alongside Rich Shea, Tiffany Green. Tiffany, we're going to do our picks now. You lead us off. Who you got?
All right, so the Aussie, the Thunder from Down Under, James Webb picked him last year. He said this one's going to be the craziest Nathans we've seen.
Rich?
I picked the Rockies to win the NL West. I'm the president of MLE Ultimer. I'll say they're all champions.
Come on. I'm sorry. I love Pat Bertoletti, the reigning champ, but it's got to be Joey Chestnut. And now it's time to send it down to Rich's big brother, the one and only George Shea.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time we come together as one. It is the 4th of July. Americans all over our nation. Barrett Featherstone and Steve Simmons in Arkansas, Brian Bolger in South Carolina, and Frank Anacaro right here in New York. And all of you, we are one. We are America. And it is go time. Count it down with me from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off, Rich.
Yeah, before we get going here, Jeremy, I just want to say I recently read Pete Hamill's book, Downtown. He discusses a certain thing called a New York nostalgia, and I'm feeling a real New York nostalgia right now. I'm looking down at this stage, and I can literally see Morty Matz, a mentor of mine, one of the greatest press agents of all time, who worked with Nathan. If it weren't for Morty, we wouldn't be here, but I know he's watching from on high, probably with a cup of coffee next to Jimmy Breslin watching on satellite.
Exactly. One of the great figures of New York in his era, a Runyon-esque figure.
Yes. And I'm also nostalgic for 07, when young Joey Chestnut took this stage, ate 66 hot dogs and buns, and then 12 minutes and won his first belt. He's won 15 more, of course. And it's amazing. He's here today. Go 5 minutes.
His pace is just remarkable. He is able to sustain it longer. It's not only peak performance, it is sustained performance over the course of the full 600 seconds.
It's incredible. Pepper, Pat started the year strong. Then he placed 3rd at Smoke Slam. He placed 4th at Dead End. He comes to Coney, not on the strongest footing. I talked to him a couple days ago. I told him to download a meditation app, get your footing. Don't be overwhelmed by Joey. He sounded confident in the pregame interview.
And there they are, the all-time champ, the reigning champ, side by side from Moore and Pat Bertoletti and Joey Chestnut. Here's Tiffany Green.
Developed quite a relationship over the 20 years that they've been on the circuit. And Pat Bertoletti says Joey's been like a brother. They've trained together. He sought out advice from him last year. He alleviates pressure just being on the stage when Joey is there. And he's so special. I said, separates him. He says his mental horsepower matches his physical horsepower. So you can be aiming for like 60 hot dogs and buns, and Joey has this ability to use every inch of his body to fit the food in.
And Joey has already opened up an 8-dog lead over the reigning champion, Pat Bertoletti.
Amazing start. And there's Adrian Morgan, who's been gone for a couple of years from the circuit. He posted last fall that he ate 2 gallons of chili at an LSU game. I don't know if it happened or not, but half of his followers liked it. Of course, half of America thinks Talladega Nights is a documentary, so you tell me. Fair point.
It's interesting too, Rich, having spoken to so many of the eaters over the last couple of days, there is among most of them, I'm not going to say everyone, I'm not going to call everybody out, a sense of defeatism. When they found out on June 19th that Joey was coming back, it changed the entire nature of this.
Yeah, some competitors have that aura. I mean, you think, how long has it been since Jordan played basketball? They'd still be nervous. Brady comes onto the football field. You're nervous. You know the greatness. Full field there. Horacek, who we talked about, way down.
Jeff Esper, perennial runner-up here. Tiffany Green has more on Jeff.
Well, coming off a record year, setting a personal best of 53, you mentioned already the most seasoned eater in this field, a science teacher. When we sat down with him, said, well, what keeps you coming back to Coney Island? And he said simply, this is the proving ground for competitive eating. And he's finished consistently in the top 2, as you've mentioned, the last few years. But watch out for that final minute. He has that feverish finish that all of the eaters talked about that makes him stand out.
Yeah, Jeremy Esper, as I said earlier, 50 years of age, the oldest guy at the table. Other eaters look up to him the way John Farrell looks up to Tom Keene, like he's some sort of sage. The beverage of choice for Esper, of course, Hawaiian Punch, that causes all that noise. I think Keene has a more discriminating palate, representing the entire New England region, Jeff Esper.
Well, coming up on the 5-minute, the halfway mark. But of course, halfway isn't, for most competitors, halfway in terms of how many dogs they're going to eat. Everybody slows down. Even the great Joey Chestnut slows down to some extent. But right now, he is on a record pace.
Yeah, Joey is just going. He's in his own lane. I got this driver named Jimmy Caddy. You know, he takes me home from work sometimes, takes me to the airport. You get on the Van Wyck, you're convinced you're going to miss your flight, right? It's bumper to bumper. Jimmy finds a way because he's a mercenary. And, you know, Joey reminds me of that right now. It's like, he's like he's got a different lens. These eaters look at the plates of dogs like they're a burden, like they're a hurdle. Joey is like an amazing mogul skier. He finds the line where no one else can see it.
Well, James Webb was one of the few guys who did not feel defeated when he heard that Joey was back. Tiffany's got more on the man from down under.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. Charismatic, confident, and ready to compete. He's been training like this really for worst-case scenarios, and he said today is ideal conditions, about 80 degrees of relative humidity and making it nice and soft for the buns. He says this is his time to strike, and really he loves standing next to Joey, who is obviously the big story coming in, but he says, hey, he's making everybody better just by being on his score.
He's on a spectacular pace right now. He's on a record-setting pace. He knows that he's not going to have to maintain that, though, to win. He has a sense of what's going on around him. So what do you think Joey's going to do for the next 4 minutes? All out or pace himself, not hurt himself?
One gear, all out.
That's why they're here. That's why they brought Joey Chestnut.
There he is, Radim Horacek. We talked about he's from Yvonne Lendl's hometown. He's actually an inside-out sushi roll eating champion, which is fitting because Yvonne actually did the inside-out for him.
That's right. What is an inside-out sushi roll?
I think I looked it up on AI, and it's sushi, but the rice is on the outside.
Oh, okay. The texture's a little different.
Joey.
Whatever it was that held back Nikki Sudo to a significantly lower total than what we were expecting, it is clearly not affecting Joey Chestnut.
54 hot dogs. That's around 12 pounds of food so far. You know, Joey's just on a roll here. In Major League Eating, obviously, look at this crap. I don't think that Elon Musk should buy Major League Eating, not because I want money, but because he's got a spaceship. And can you imagine next year, 2026, Joey comes, ostensibly wins his 18th belt, gets on the spaceship and goes straight to the moon to celebrate the 4th of July? That would be great pageantry.
I mean, we've been to the moon. I thought Elon wanted to go to Mars.
Mars is fine, and they aim high. And this offer is open to Bezos too. Anyone with a spaceship, call me.
Is MLE for sale? Is that the breaking news we have today, Rich?
If you have a spaceship.
You and George built this from scratch. When you look around now and you see these crowds, you see the adoration of Joey Chestnut, what does it mean to you?
It's just amazing. It's been cooking for 20 plus years and decades and decades. They say the first contest happened in 1916. So it's just part of the fabric of the holiday.
To be clear, you said.
It's an oral history.
2 minutes to go. The record is there for the taking.
Unbelievable. He's just maintained this 20 plus hot dog advantage. It's just, it can't be real. It's like other eaters have a fork and knife, and Joey is equipped with Chew GP2. It's otherworldly.
At this point last year, Pat Bortoletti was probably at about 47, 48 dogs. I think what we're seeing is that defeatism that we were talking about was justified. It was realism.
Bortoletti.
12 from the record. Chestnut is 12 away from the record he established just 4 years ago.
Seems like a short thing. I'm not going to call it just yet, but gosh, if you do the math, it looks like a short thing. And let's put 17 titles into perspective, right? The New York Football Giants have 4 championships. That's Super Bowl is also 3 Super Bowl. Okay, but
I know what you're saying.
Philadelphia has 3. That's an elite program. You get to 17, you're up there with the Lakers. You're just one off the Celtics. Joey is a one-man dynasty.
What else can you say? 66. It's not going to be easy, though. 50 seconds, 10 dogs. It's going to require an absolute Herculean effort over the course of the next 40 seconds.
Bortoletti Webb is interesting to me just as a student of the game. Webb's had a great season. Esper now fighting for that 3rd spot.
Joey Chestnut. Competition is over, but the race for the record, I think he's slowing down. We're not going to get to the record, but 70 would be a remarkable feat. To achieve 70 again.
Watch him here in the last seconds. Joey's going to get it in.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. They're finished.
Etiquette is just exemplary. Something to aspire to.
He's fairly neat.
Oh my God. They're finished.
Here's some of the
Ladies and gentlemen,
just incredible. When we return, the official results. These are the unofficial. When we return, we'll put it in the books. The official results of the 2025 Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Ah, that's a shame. Finishing the mustard and putting it back like that. You know, I saw the guy who did it. What guy? Do I look like a snitch to you, pal? It was Greg. Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite of New York.
Something's missing.
Let's go.
Hey, you have a charger?
Oh. Baked beans. Of course.
The iconic flavor of Bush's baked beans makes it a meal.
I freaking love baked beans.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 orders wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
Called the right place, sir.
This order is my address. See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
This is Richard Galanti, former Costco CFO, a man who stared inflation in the face and said, "Not on my hot dog."
Held the line for 40 years. A hot dog and a soda for $1.50.
We brought him on as Mint's new chief anti-inflation officer. His job, make sure that we stay $15 a month.
Mint's hot dogs will be $15 a month forever.
No, hold on. We don't sell hot dogs
Yet.
or ever.
Yet.
That's a shame. You know, I saw who used the last of it, and I know a guy who could take care of him. What guy? Let's just say he's the type of guy who vac seals you and sticks you in the freezer. Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite of New York.
ESPN's coverage of the 2025 Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest is brought to you by Nathan's Famous, made with 100% beef for a real bite of New York. Welcome back to Coney Island. Final results, George Shea has them in hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The judges, Sam Barclay and Oliver Brooks, have gone through all of the hot dogs. And in third place today, representing the Southern Hemisphere and the great nation of Australia, with 45 1/2 hot dogs and buns, the number 4 ranked eater in the world, James Webb. And in second place, with 46 1/2 hot dogs and buns, from Chicago, Illinois, the great Patrick Bertoletti. But here he stands, quiet of talking, still of motion, content of worry. Shy of a god, perhaps, but more than a man. With 70.5 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes, the Nathan's Famous 4th of July champion of the world, Joey Chestnut!
And frankly, Rich, we didn't know if we'd ever see this again. We didn't know if Joey Chestnut would ever return to Coney Island. You guys got it patched up. Here he is, a 17th mustard belt. What does this moment mean to the universe of competitive eating?
Oh, it's great. It's just a great moment here in Coney Island in America. A great way to celebrate the holiday. Joey also got north of 70 impressive because his last 2 contests here were in the low 60s.
Contract dispute, but you never stop talking with the organizers. The organizers never stop talking. Everybody seemed to want to be here. You came back. How do you feel?
Oh man, I was excited. I love being here, and man, I wish I ate a couple more. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, I'll be back next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great adventure and a wild rumpus, but our revels are at an end. We will see you next year in Coney Island on the 4th of July.
I don't typically cheer from the press box.
Right.
But when I heard Joey say he'd be back next year, I was cheering, Rich.
Yeah, that's good. Webb will be back next year. I'll tell you that. Bertoletti might be back next year. You never know.
And it's not just Joey, right? 17 mustard belts for Joey, 11 pink belts, and Tiffany Green is with the champ.
Impressive performance and return here. Are you satisfied with your showing?
Oh my gosh, I was nervous. First couple of hot dogs, I was fumbling a little bit, but I found a pretty good rhythm. My goal was 70 to 77. I really wanted a little bit more, but you know what, dude? There's next year, and I'm just happy I'm here, and happy 4th of July.
What did it physically and mentally take for you to reclaim a mustard belt. Now you're 17.
Oh, it took physically being here, and sometimes it's hard. Showing up is the hardest part sometimes, and I love being here. And as soon as I found out I was coming, my body it was easy to train, and I love doing it, and I love pushing myself and beating the heck out of people.
The chance of Joey means that everyone is happy to have you back. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tiffany, the Michelangelo mastication, the Caravaggio consumption. Rich, what we witnessed today was historic. This is something we will never forget. For Rich Shea, for Tiffany Green, for our whole crew, I'm Jeremy Schaap. Stay tuned now for Sports.
A champion, keep it on, yeah. Put it all on the line, definition of the time.
Saints in 50 days rolls on. We are at day number 7. And where else would you rather be than right here in New York? The site of Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. It is the site of big back activities, the epicenter, if you will. And we'll be diving right into that. We have the 17-time champ, Joey Chestnut, joining us. We'll have the 11th-time champ, Nikki Sudo, joining us as well. We'll get into the fun to be had here at Coney Island, and also make sure we talk to a born and bred New Yorker, two-generation New Yorker, Jeremy Schaap, as well. Plenty more to get into right here from Coney Island Sports Center. 50 states in 50 days starts now.
This is Sports Center.
Yes, it is. Brian Custer along with Bill Murphy. Joey Chestnut, we've done it again. Unstoppable. Happy 4th, everybody. Trevor, we're going to get back to you in just a moment, but we got to start with America's pastime, and of course, the Subway Series in Queens.
Yeah, start spreading the booze. That's BOOS. So for those fan bases who knows, Brian, both New York big league clubs arrive at America's birthday cooler than cool.
Well, we've got New York covered here at Citi Field. Yankees, Mets, 3 p.m. Eastern. Kevin Connors, he's going to join us a little live there from Citi Field. Let's start with the Yankees. Boy, they got swept in the 4-game series by the Jays. Overall, 6-14 their last 20 games. About the Mets, they've been the same boat, 6-14 their last 20 as well, coming off a series win, though, over the Brewers, their first since June 12th. Last time these two teams met, that was back in May. The Yankees took the series 2-1. Juan Soto had just 1 hit and 10 at-bats, tied for his second lowest batting average against any team this season. So with that, let's bring in our baseball insider, Jeff Passan. He joins us. Okay, look, we just went through some of the struggles of both the Mets and the Yankees. Jeff, let's start with the Yankees. What leads you to believe that they can turn things around, you think?
They did it last year, Brian. Starting on June 13th last year, they went through a 6-17 stretch. Well, starting on June 13th this year, they have been 6-14. And let's remember last year, the Yankees made it to the World Series, but they got to clean things up. They've had 6 throwing errors over that stretch. The defense has been unsightly. The relief pitching has not been particularly good. The bottom of the lineup has been troublesome. This was not the team that was clearly in first place.
Finder chocolate PHS 832 is connected. Ready to connect.
Hola everyone, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next live stream. This is Pinky, Owen, Blue, Papa, the other Blue, Papa, Bingo. Yes, that's me. Louis, that's me. Cody, he's not a dog, Joseph. Testu, Yep, that's me. Fanny, super duper. The other Fanny, super duper. Donald Duck. Shut the fuck up, stomach punches. Oh, heck no. Bendy? Yep, that's me. Yeah. And me, signing off. We'll see you in the next live stream, everyone. Bye.